Welcome, gathered friends, and thank you for joining us again as we once again light the lantern and begin another adventure. Tonight we will be playing the Era of the Dragons, our D&D homebrew world. My name is Archangelic or Mal, and my pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to be the game master for tonight. So let's introduce our players. We'll start with you, Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as over on YouTube, and I will be playing Fenxiris Roxalar, who is a gem dragonborn rogue/cleric. She uses she, her pronouns. I use he, they pronouns.
Levi.
Hello, I am Levi. Today I shall be playing Torsten Pinewalker, the half-elf artificer. We both use he, they pronouns.
Tara.
Hi, I'm Tara, and my pronouns are she, hers. I'll be playing Merlin Hendrix, a chromatic dragonborn wizard whose pronouns are he, his.
And Jaden.
Hey friends, my name is Soliloquy Jaden. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me most places online as FatSapphicBro. I'll be playing the tiefling barbarian named Grief. Grief uses he, they pronouns and also uses combat wheelchair. I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user, IRL, so that's why I like to play it in game. The combat wheelchair is designed by Mark Thompson, who you can find on Twitter at the username MustangsArt, and the info is also linked in our chat. Welcome back to our space here at Lantern Light Adventures. This is home to all of our TTRPG and related content on Twitch. All of our games are also uploaded to our Lantern Light Adventures YouTube channel. There's a link to our link tree in the chat. You can click on that. It'll take you to all of our various social media pages so you can follow us everywhere we are. If you want to keep up to date on everything we're doing, feel free to also join our Discord, which is linked in the chat. We will be starting a new project soon. We will be playing a new modern magical fantasy game. We will collaboratively build the world together using, I'm sorry, did you say street magic? This world building session will be a Patreon exclusive, and then we will play our game using the Monty Cook Games Cipher system. More information on that will be coming soon. Thanks for joining us for Era of the Dragons, our D&D 5e actual play. We stream this game most Sundays at 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. PST. As for where you can find us the rest of the week, most Tuesdays from 6 to 9 p.m. PST, we stream an Empty Dream, our Girl by Moonlight actual play. Most Wednesdays from 2 to 5 p.m. PST, we stream the Old Stories, The Breathing Mountain, our new Old Gods of Appalachia actual play. As a warning, this is a horror game, so please take care of yourselves as needed. We also record an audio cast after show for each of our games where we go over any necessary advancement steps and debrief it from the game. You can listen to these for free on our Patreon at patreon.com/lanternlightadventures. All of these after shows will always be free, but we appreciate any contributions and support as it helps us continue to bring you awesome queer content. Just as a reminder, each month we take the last 7 days of the month off so that we can edit and prepare more content for y'all, as well as have a bit of a break to handle our day-to-day responsibilities. And finally, in support of a free Palestine, we will be financially supporting a family through the Pass the Hat project. More information for that will be shared once we are assigned our family. Until then, there's a donation link for Doctors Without Borders on our page that you can support in the meantime. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for those announcements. And with that, I think we should just get into things. We find our heroes deep in the frozen tundra, but hot on the trail of the restoration. You know that the restoration has set up an operation in a valley near Winter's Keep, which has been identified as the final stop for masses of stolen treasure coming from other realms. And while continuing to trek toward ending all of this, you heard the rattle of cages and saw a polar bear on the path in front of you. The bear turned out to be two werebears turned on you, and also you were accosted by some wild owlbears. A fight ensued. You came out on top, but we now find you here in the snow with an unconscious owlbear. What would you like to do?
Ow. Y'all, we should probably address our wounds. Dress and address our wounds, I guess is what I mean to say. Also, we should get away from the sleeping bugbear before it wakes up.
Yeah, who or whatever sent those can't be too far. Probably gotta keep moving pretty quickly.
For sure.
I agree.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like you're going to leave the owlbear to wake up on its own, and you're going to set up camp.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like away from
Yeah.
away from the
Yes.
bear.
Get a good get a good
Yeah.
half mile to a mile away.
We should go across the bridge and go a little further.
Yeah.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
But like quietly. As best we can.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, you can easily find a place along the path to settle down and rest. As you continue down, give me perception checks. Let's just make sure that you find a safe spot.
Can't believe I forgot
Wow.
to pick out dice.
Wow.
21.
Perception, you say? It's only a +1. So 16 for Fenxiris.
And that is a 15 for me.
15
Okay.
for grief as well.
Not bad. Y'all did really well. Yeah, you think you managed to find a place. You get a little bit off of the this trodden path, as you now know that it's being monitored, but you think you're, out of the sight lines of the bridge to the north, where you heard the rattling cages coming from. So yeah, you can find a safe spot to rest. Are y'all going to just be taking a short rest, or do y'all plan on like hunkering down for your long rest here?
What time is it?
By this point, I would say it's probably getting to afternoon, evening. Like you did some walking, you had a fight, and you also have now walked further down to find a safe place.
I mean, I would love just like a breather real quick. I don't
Yeah.
like nightfall isn't quite yet, and we need to get further along. But I could just take a second. I got a couple of nasty cuts personally. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, I'm fine to just take a breather. With how far north we are, we don't have a ton of daylight left.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead and you can take your short rest. Roll any hit dice you need to.
All right. There's the short rest button. I knew it. Ha. Ooh. Okay. 14. Nice. Oh, and it adds it right in. Thanks, D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
I don't know how I managed to not take damage.
I do. You went all grief. Do you not remember? Oh boy. You went your werebearness, and it was. I mean, I wouldn't say it was hilarious, except I was busy trying not to die. But they
That's
kept hitting you, and it just glanced right off you. It was weird.
well, that's handy. All right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you were in hybrid bear form. I guess you went out of it when the fight ended.
Yeah, I probably would have dropped it.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, no problems there.
Apparently, that's a thing I can do now. Cool.
Stephen,
Yeah.
Silver.
It's like
I'll
Go
get
on.
into it.
so official. Are you in trouble?
I met Fen. Fen, can you roll me a perception
There we go.
check?
All right.
Can you, real human person, perceive something for me?
Well, Oh boy. Well, that's a 6 total, so I don't
Amazing.
think I'm perceiving a ton here.
Okay,
But it's up to
everyone.
you.
I want the other 3 of you to make perception checks at disadvantage.
Oh.
Fair.
$18.
Nice.
Ooh.
18 at disadvantage.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
rolled a 14 and an 18, and I've got a
Ooh.
+4. So
Yeah.
It's a 60 at disadvantage.
Wow. Okay. So the way y'all are situated, I imagine y'all are all like sitting in a circle, and kind of all facing each other. The owlbear that you fought and left, has somehow followed you, snuck up into camp, has Fen's entire bag in its beak as you all like turn to notice it, and Fen is facing away from it, has not seen it.
So, at any rate, I think we probably should move on before any of those owlbears catch up to us. I think that would be probably for the best. What? Grief,
Turn
you're
around,
looking at
Fen.
me like I got something on my face. What's going on?
Turn your head.
All right.
The feathers on it bristle, and then it just takes like it goes moves away a little bit, and then it just turns tail and like gallops away with your bag.
But
Did
hey,
it just steal your bag?
it just stole my. That's not cool. What the? I had provisions in there. It's not. I'm gonna need that back. Okay.
I guess our rest is over. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm defense taking off after it. Oh boy. How far away is it? I mean, I'm assuming it like ran, kind of got a surprise round at least.
It probably has like 10 feet of like headway on you by the time you get up to go after it.
For sure.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to be tailing it a little bit. I would like all of you to roll athletics checks because this is difficult terrain through a tundra and woods.
What bear stats do I need for if I turn into a bear?
That was cocked.
If you turn into a bear, I think it's just a brown bear.
Brown
like
bear? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I had the right stat pulled up.
Well, apparently I'm really thrown off by this whole thing because I just rolled a natty 1. Fen is on her face.
Oh dear.
Fen, you know how to deftly move through things. You have good footing, but you take a wrong step and you realize that the snow has actually built a hollow around one of these trees, and you fall into a snow well. Like you all see, like you're following behind Fen, and Fen just drops.
Well,
I'll go over and try to help.
Yeah, give me a athletics check. So.
Do you need my first athletics check? Because you asked us all to do an athletics check.
Yes,
Okay,
give me
that was 19.
19, easily enough. Yep.
Okay, and then I'll do another one. 23, none net.
Okay.
Torsten got a 3, so I imagine he not 3, a 6, a 3 plus 3. So I imagine he's barely keeping up on himself, just kind of like stumbling, trying not to fall down the hill.
Yeah. Like you're pretty armored down, so like your footsteps like go through the snow, whereas like Fen was at least like compressing the snow. You are flattening the snow here.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do a chase.
No. Merlin, what did you get?
Merlin got an 8.
Okay. You just got nice boots too, but you maybe they're like just a little bit too big or not properly sized. You're like, maybe these weren't the right boots. Maybe you need like snowshoes or something to attach to these boots because you're trudging through the snow as well. Like you can't run through here.
Let's see.
I'm not gonna
But
lose everything in my backpack.
but Grief, you reach down and you just like Fen, you are just lifted out like you're weightless.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Oh. Back at it.
Yeah, we'll just
I
keep
I need my
going.
stuff.
On Grief now, like on Grief's chair, like Grief, you look like a snow plow through here. Like it's just like the snow is parting in front of you.
Fantastic. Also, correction, I forgot. It's actually, I just needed the stat for the werebear, not the brown bear, because it gives you what its bear form is and the hybrid form. So
Gotcha.
just, in case anyone's like, hey.
Yeah. It should really be a 3.5 template. I don't understand why they didn't bring templates back in 5th edition, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah. You get distracted doing this. I would like you all to give me survival checks as you now have to pick up the trail of this owlbear who is definitely maneuvering through here.
Yes.
19.
14.
19, 14. Okay.
Oh.
23.
Straight up roll 19 for a 23.
23.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this die out.
Excellent. Yeah, you all look, you're all here in the snow and like you see your trail and then you easily just pick up on this owlbear, which isn't making an effort to hide its trail. It's not being stealthy. It was running as fast as it could with the stuff. You all continue, you basically now can just follow it at pace. Like you don't lose track of it. You all roll pretty well. You follow through the woods here. It's starting to get dark, but it's still daytime. You still have some sunlight. But the sun is getting low.
I'm gonna get into its head real quick. And I'm just like I'm just gonna try. Hey buddy. If you come back here, you can have all of the food in that bag. I just need the non-food contents. You only want the food. I know you do. You can have it. But I need my other stuff. So come back. We'll resolve this. It's okay. We won't attack you. You won't attack us. You have the food. I get my stuff. It's great.
You're using what, your psychic link thing?
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that doesn't specify it's only humanoids, right?
Checking real quick. Hang on.
Or like an intelligence floor.
Yeah, I want to say it's an intelligence floor, but
Okay.
hang on. Okay, that you can establish. Yeah. They can speak telepathically. Must be within 1 mile. A creature can't use this telepathy if it can't speak any languages.
Okay.
You and the creature
Owlbears.
don't need to speak a common language. So I don't think it can speak back to me, but I might be
Okay.
able to still speak to it.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll for a psychic animal handling check.
Nice. Science.
Not to be confused with handling psychic
Not bad,
animals.
not bad. That would be 14.
14. Okay.
Nice.
It doesn't know how to talk back to you.
No.
So, but it's not in your vision right now, but you get the sense that you were heard.
All right.
Um, but you can easily continue just following its footsteps. In the meantime, you follow its trail in the snow here. The its footsteps and the claws revealing the dirt underneath the snow. So you crest over a hill and you see the owlbear like make its way into the hovel, into a hovel on a hill across the way. I would like you to all give me perception checks as you see this hovel.
Hey. Oh my goodness. I'm bad at perception, y'all. That would be a 1 plus 1, which is a 2, but it's still a natural 1.
16
Got
for
a
me.
20.
Ooh.
Okay.
A 24.
24.
Dang.
Okay. Fen, you're single-minded here. That owlbear has all your stuff. Like anything that wasn't like attached to your belt is gone right now. And so you don't notice anything strange about the hovel. You're gonna get that bag back.
Hey, Grief,
Merle.
Grief, you got arms, right? You got like things in your bag. Can I get one of them?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll pull out a nice body part for you.
Got arms like weapons? No, arms.
Actual arms.
Please hold things.
I was like, yeah, I have arms. What are you talking about? I'm real beefy. I push a wheelchair all day.
Oh, Merlin and Torsten, you see this hovel and you realize it's not something that was dug out. There's clearly under the snow and dirt. You see like the keystone for the archway at the top of it. This is some sort of man-made structure of some kind. But it's clearly abandoned. Like, yeah, there's evidence of like plant life, roots, dirt. It's been here a long time. But this owlbear has seemed to have made it its home.
Is there anything that I would be able to recognize in like the architecture, like if a certain group or civilization made this? Because we're a ways out from any actual civilization right now.
Yeah. You got a 24 on that? I'm gonna have you roll history though. This is more of a history.
Definitely.
Merlin, you're also welcome to roll history, although you're kind of not from this planet, but we'll figure it out.
All right.
You know a lot of stuff.
Excuse.
I'm pretty sure Merlin has said that before. So
that's new information, but it's not surprising.
May have said that to somebody else.
That's a 7. So it's like, oh hey, neat bricks.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
It's old. It's really old. You definitely didn't learn about this architecture style in school, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, definitely. Some kind of basement or cellar or something.
Is the owlbear in its home right now?
Yes, it has like went into this cave kind of out of sight. Did you want to roll a history check, Merlin?
Yeah, I got a 25.
A 25?
Jeez.
Okay. You know a lot about things. So maybe you haven't seen this specific type before, but you can see that all the stones are either just taken as they were out of the ground, or you can see that there's evidence of like just hand tools being used. Like instead of it being like clean cuts in a lot of places, sometimes it's like chipped away into a line. You can see those kind of scalloped edges along things. So it's very old. And elves and a lot of people who have access to higher magics tend to just use stone shape for this type of thing. Just kind of use cantrips, things like that. So maybe this is from a time before those kind of magics were commonplace.
Ben is gonna walk up to the entrance very cautiously, very carefully, with whatever body part grief gave them. Apologies to anybody who's being creeped out by this. I'm just so sorry. But
Sorry, I'm
she's
weird.
going to use that body part to reach out and tap on the door frame. Not even acknowledging that it is a door frame because she hasn't recognized that, but she's just like, outside of hovel. Cool. Tap, 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 move backwards, holding the body part way out in front of her.
Also, I have a question. How much do we know about owl bears? Like, do we know if they live in small groups or if they're like, isolated, like alone creatures?
Give me a nature check.
14.
14. I think 14 is enough to know this. They are mostly solitary. They usually have a nest or home that they make. They'll bring stuff there, nesting material, food, stuff like that. Sometimes they have a mate though.
Okay, good to know.
Especially if they're nesting.
Oh no.
But you as soon as you like tap, the owlbear is like right around the corner and like comes up to you and like lets out this little weird screech and like you can hear it like sniffing at it through its beak. How are you close? Do you stay close enough that it can like lick it or grab at it?
Yeah, I backed off, but only by like 5 or 10 feet or so.
Okay.
And also, I did just to check. Did the owlbear drop off the bag?
It does not. You don't see that it has the bag on it.
Okay. I'm gonna do the whole. I'm pulling a Jurassic Park right here, waving arm back and forth, and back and forth, making sure the owlbear's following it. Does it seem to be doing that?
It's looking at it. It's looking at you and looking at the thing. So
okay, and then I'm gonna throw it as far as I can, to the side of the hovel.
Okay.
So where conceptually the owlbear can still see it and can follow its path.
Okay. It doesn't immediately pounce, but when you throw it, you see it, like its eyes follow it and sees where it lands, and it sniffs the air and then like kind of lumbers its way over there, like roots around in the dirt and stuff around it, and then grabs it. And
as soon as it's like isn't looking at me, as soon as I know its line of sight is away from me, I'm going to sneak my way into the hovel.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Can do. Okay, well, that's a low number, but it's not a 1, so good news there. It is with my plus 11, it is a 20, sorry, a 19. I can count.
A 19. Okay. With a 19, you manage to just like slip in before this owlbear can see. It is pitch dark in here.
Oh.
You do not have dark vision, do you?
No, I don't, but I do have a rapier that can get me in a whole lot of trouble, so I'm gonna pull out my moon touch rapier.
Okay.
To get some light going.
The floor in here is cobble. It's covered in dirt and leaf and detritus and bugs and things. Probably some, owlbear poop, but the walls in here are
built a home. I gotta tell the others, this is amazing.
The walls are squared in here. There seems to be, you're in like what looks to be some sort of very small like antechamber. There is a room towards the front of you. There's a room to the left and a room to the right.
Cool. Any sign
there
of my
are-
bag?
You see your bag immediately in the room to the left. But what you also see as you pass the light over the floor is that there is a massive pile of branches, leaves,
Oh crap.
feathers, probably some other type of animal hair stuck in there. And you see that there is something big and brown slowly breathing.
Okay. As quietly as possible, I am lifting my bag out of that area. And I am quietly backing out.
Mm-hmm. As you back out, the owlbear comes into the hovel and just kind of nudges you. Like
Hi.
it has the arm in its hand and it's a beak and it just like nudges you, like go further in. Like
Oh, okay. All right.
and I
Mind
guess
blink
the
real
rest
quick.
of yeah.
Hey, yeah, the owlbears wants me to stay in the home
Oh,
that they. This
no.
is pretty. They made this home. I don't know how. I didn't know owlbears were capable of this, but it's pretty impressive in here. Not gonna lie. There's
Are
so
you
much we don't know
going
about
to?
owlbears, is what I'm saying here. I think I have to stay in here. If y'all could give me some backup, and then meanwhile I'm going to pull some of my provisions, some of my food stuffs out of my bag. Be like, did you want? I promised you this. Did you want some of this?
Also, would we not have seen it going back in
You
and been
did.
able to do something about it?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like you see the owlbear like turn into to go back into the into
Because I
this
would have been
cave.
waiting right outside, like
Okay.
for when it came back. Like,
Yeah.
but we've kind of already went in there, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so like Fen's not in immediate danger right now, so you can definitely enter in right behind it. So
Okay. I just mean I would have stopped it from going inside. Like I would have blocked its way, but we're already inside, so I don't know what to do now.
okay.
So I guess I'll just follow it in. But yeah, no, I would have you didn't really give us an opportunity to interrupt.
Sorry.
I think I have spam. Do you eat spam? Is that fantasy spam? Sorry, let me
Yeah.
just clarify.
Grief, how about we do this? How about retroactively? Like we could do this. Give me a quick athletics check to try and beat this, like block this owlbear from coming in. So it's fine if you're muted.
Oops, sorry. I would have actually just handled it entirely differently. So if you want to just already be inside,
Oh, excuse
that's
me.
fine. Because I was
Okay.
gonna just pull food out. Like I was gonna do a whole thing. You just didn't give me the chance. So if we're already inside, we're already inside. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like you all go inside and yeah, the owlbear, like so you're pulling out food and it has the arm in its hand and it will like kind of bound over to this nest. This other like slightly larger owlbear than this like kind of stirs in the nest, like its feathered face like kind of pokes up from here, and it lets out a screech, like it recognizes this other owlbear and like kind of like lumbers its way out of this nest and like nuzzles the snowy owlbear, the one who stole your bag, and like the snowy owlbear gives it the arm. It like immediately like kind of goes like into eating this arm, like it hasn't eaten in a while. And the snowy owlbear will come back and like kind of nuzzle your bag, wanting more food. Like,
Oh, yeah, I did say I'd do that. Here, hang
and
on.
all of you see this happening. So, if you came into the place,
And it probably everything I've got provisions wise is, you know, long lasting. So I've got a bunch of like jerky essentially. It's what I'm pulling out of my bag. Like I don't know how you're gonna process this honestly, but hopefully this is something edible for you. Here you go. I'm gonna just start handing it over food provisions until the owlbear stops taking it.
I'll pull out some more body parts.
yeah. Grief, you pull out more things. Like, Fenn's like digging through the bag, like, I'm not like saying this, like, I'm not sure if you can eat this, and you pull out another body part, and the snowy owlbear looks at you, and it will like put its beak over your arm, like it's going to bite at it, and for a moment you think it will, but it's just like gripping you, like, and it pulls you closer to the brown owlbear.
Okay, yeah, I'll hand it over. I'll set it over next to the other one.
And as it pulls you closer, you can kind of see inside the nest that there are 3 speckled eggs inside, probably like bigger than your head with your horns.
Guys, there's eggs. Like baby owlbears.
Okay. How big are the eggs?
Bigger than your head.
Bigger than my head.
I'm doing the math real quick. How much bigger are these owlbears than Grief?
When they are standing at full height, they are definitely like got 2 or 3 feet on top of above Grief. So if
Okay.
Grief was to stand up to their full height as well. So
Right. But so not like twice as large or anything like that. Just only like 2 or 3 feet on them.
yeah, definitely like massive, bulky creatures though. They are considered large creatures, I think. So
I'd like to check my knowledge of. I don't know if this would be history or possible animal handling. I'm just curious if I know whether or not that makes sense for an owlbear egg.
okay. Give me,
Just want to check.
This will be nature for sure.
Okay. Right. That's the words. Nature. It's a 12.
I mean, you haven't seen eggs this big, but the and with a 12, like, you don't know what gender each one of these is, but they seem to be slight, like, they're different. They're definitely like different subspecies of owlbear. Like, this brown one was definitely imported from somewhere else. The snowy ones would be the ones that would be up here.
Okay. But this like, it's not suspicious to me that these speckled eggs could be their species.
Yeah, it seems right. It seems close to right. This is some sort of probably hybrid species. That's about all you got.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, they're not like quite dragon egg size. Like, they're not as like big as your torso. They're just a little bigger than your head.
That was what you I'm glad you got where I was going. I was like, did those cultists just replace the eggs?
No.
Okay.
Does the brown one look okay?
The brown one looks tired, but okay. Definitely like voraciously hungry. Like, you rolled pretty good on your nature. This is a mating pair. One of them needed to stay with the eggs to keep them warm, and while the other one hunting. And your guess is the snowy one got caught while out hunting.
Okay.
Does the brown owlbear, you mentioned that they are imported and therefore this is not their normal. Do they look particularly cold, or does it look like the hovel is providing them enough warmth?
They seem to be okay. They don't seem cold or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and this hovel has it's recessed enough. There's not like wind blowing into it or anything like that. So it's pretty actually comfortable in here compared to the outside.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, yeah. Fenn's just digging through her bag, still seeing, trying to see if there's anything food-wise that makes sense amongst these rations. Oh, wait a minute. Fenn pulls out the professor orb from the backpack.
Oh yeah, the
Hey,
professor
buddy.
orb. Oh, okay. What's that thing's name?
Silly question, Professor Sir. How much do you know about owlbears, and can you share that knowledge right now?
Oh yeah. Sylvia will glow and float and says, "Oh, fascinating. Yes, this is that's clearly an owlbear from a temperate location. Same species, but kind of a different variation on it, different adaptations. They can easily interbreed. Um, some people brought them up here probably a few centuries ago to thinking that they would be good stock to pull carts through the snow, as they were more amenable than the snowy owlbears. But now they kind of run feral through this area. Um, this is interesting. Oh, wait. Are we in a ruin?
I mean, it's their home. I don't know why you got to call it a ruin, but I mean, I guess they probably didn't build this, huh?
I would say
I'm coming
I
to
would say
grips
not.
with that. Okay, fair enough.
Fen, as you come to this realization, you do have a feature as an archaeologist.
Uh-huh.
So you begin, you're like, wait a second, they didn't build this. And you're looking here, and your archaeologist brain kicks in now that your stuff's safe. And you're looking around and you see the way the stones are set, the uneven cobble floor, um, the hand tools, the hand tool markings. You think this is very early human, possibly pre-elven arrival human.
Huh.
The elves consider their arrival to be about 750 years ago. But this is definitely well before that.
Y'all, we're looking at we're standing in a building that's like over 800 years old. I'm feeling. I mean, 775 maybe, but like we're pushing 800 years here. This is interesting. There might be some there might be some interesting things in here.
Well, I'm always down to explore.
But I mean, obviously, we don't want to disturb the family here.
Yeah.
Right.
Builders.
Yeah. Torsten is not fond of feeding the wildlife here, so he's going to look into that side room that that like the other the side room off of this main chamber.
Torsten, do you speak Draconic?
I do.
You do speak Draconic. Okay. You are you look around in here, and whatever might have been in here probably got picked clean long ago. But Fen, you would also know that based on like kind of the layout, this was probably used ceremonially. This is probably some sort of ancient holy place, something of that nature. But Torsten, as you're looking around, I would like you to give me a perception check.
Mentioning that it is probably a holy place, I would like to investigate might not be the right word, but like you do an arcana check in terms of Fen is looking around to see if there's any particular symbols that she recognizes to figure out what god or gods they worshipped.
That is a 21 on perception.
21. Okay. You look and so yeah, there's the entrance from outside, and you're looking in the room that's to the right of that when you come in to the right. So you're looking at that other room, and it seems like a direct mirror of the room where the owlbears are. And you're like, you kind of clear some of the detritus dirt off the walls because you see like a letter or something on one of the stones, and you look through, and this doesn't seem to be an original carving, but you're not certain of a way to tell how old it is. But there is a carving on the wall, and it says, "Here resides the source of all decay." And it's written in Draconic script. It seems like an old Draconic script as well.
Is the phrase "source of all decay" like does that align with like a particular figure in like in religion or history?
Go ahead and give me either history or religion.
Same difference. So that's a 9.
Oh, there's not a contemporary. I mean, like most houses of like the god of death, of Virgus, they tend to be more funerary in purpose, and not really a place to like revere him in that way. Like they provide service. That seems what the clergy have historically done. But this place seems of reverence and not of service. Like something maybe people brought between what Fen is thinking and everything, like realizing maybe to bring some sort of sacrifice. It's hard to say, but it's not, they wouldn't call even Virgus, even though he deals with death and decay, he's not called the source of all decay. That's a weird wording.
Yeah, it doesn't align with the kind of worship that we see today. So that's so when you describe like the carving, is it into the wall, or is it something that can be like held or carried?
It is in the wall. It's in the, like there's like these uneven cobblestones in here, and somebody has like come in and carved this Draconic script in there.
Carved into the stone. Interesting. So that leads me to think that this chamber wasn't necessarily built with that in mind. Like this is effectively agent graffiti. Is what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, that would be accurate.
Interesting.
Can Merlin use his wand of secrets?
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
Sweet.
So
is
what
there
does
a secret? Yeah. If a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you, the wand pulses and points at the one nearest to you. So is there a secret door or trap?
Within 30 feet of you, okay, so there's the 2 side rooms that these 2 have been investigating, but there's one more room towards deeper into the cave, and you since everything is in line of sight, you see that there is a secret door at the back of that back room.
Oh snap. Does anyone want to come with me?
Absolutely.
Where?
Sweet.
Where? What?
To this back room with a secret door in the back.
Oh. Oh, geez. Yeah, we should probably like don't ever send anyone by themselves through a secret door. Let's gather together.
All right,
Ah.
let's do it.
Okay.
The owl bears look like they don't really care if we move around.
The owlbears, you have left so much food in a pile, and they have like over the course of like chewing at it, eating their fill, they have
Mhm.
pulled the rest of it into the nest.
Mm.
Fantastic.
And are like kind of they kind of keep an eye on you. You can see like their little eyes, like, oh, like one eye will open up to like look at you as you're in their space, but they are in the nest, both of them, keeping
Okay,
these eggs warm.
super important question. Do you think I can get away with giving them scritches?
Give me an animal handling check. You can do so at advantage because you've fed them.
Awesome. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Woo! Yeah.
y- You
Most and least important nat 20 of your life.
Truly.
tell me how you approach them and give them scritches, because you will succeed. So
I think I will reach out. You know how like when you reach out to a dog that you don't know, you reach out with a fist first so they can kind of sniff you. So just kind of reach out slowly so they can kind of sniff. And then if they kind of get close enough to let me just give them a little scritches.
they're weird because it's like you expect them to like just sniff you like a dog, but they're a little bit like a bird too. So like the brown one like takes its beak, like grabs you with the beak, flips your hand over to see the other side just to make sure there's nothing bad on the other side of this hand, and
Okay.
then like licks it, and then just kind of like seems okay with the presence of your hand after that.
Okay, I'll give little scritches on its head.
It will move its head so you can get like certain parts of its neck.
Yes.
You feel that there are like feathers alongside that are like that have like hard coating, and like you like as you scritch, like you break one of them, and it's like, and it pulls this little sheath off, and there's a tiny little baby feather under it. They new feathers like that they would normally preen off of each other. It's letting you preen them off for it.
Amazing. Best friends for life.
Amazing.
Um,
Go ahead.
Did Torsten, did you point out to us the writing? Or no?
Yeah, I
we
think-
keep that secret.
I think as we go into this, as we approach the secret door, Torsten will slide on over to Fed and bring up like, hey, someone like not built the room around it, but scratched into the wall. Here lies the source of all decay. That mean anything to you?
So that looks like new carving. Let me take a look.
Yeah.
And yeah, the source of all decay. Does that ring a bell for me, GM?
Give me history or religion.
Way it's not gonna be great. I'm rolling like garbage. Well, okay. History-wise, that's an 11.
An
But
11.
only because I got a +9 to history.
Do you
Wow.
not? You don't have reliable talent yet, do you?
Let me
No.
check. I don't think so.
Don't think so. Okay.
What level are we? I don't think
We're
that's
level
like...
8. I'm level 7 rogue.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I need to level y'all up soon. Okay.
Yeah,
Never
no,
a good thing to hear from the DM. So,
yes. Yeah, that's it. That is an 11.
okay. With an 11, it's not a religious figure that you are familiar with, but the dialect or draconic is definitely it's not, it would be the equivalent of like medieval, not quite like ancient, but you know, it's old. But it's newer than this place is.
Okay. So I can rule out the cultists writing this on their way through.
Yeah, it's definitely
Okay.
older. It has time to wear, like you can see where like just the humidity of the air has worn away at the edges.
Yeah, Torsten, I'm not entirely sure where this came from, but I mean, if you look real carefully, you can see at least that this has worn away a little bit, so it's definitely not a recent thing.
Mm-hmm. And the dialect isn't one that I'm familiar with. So yeah, it's been around here a long time.
Yeah, I think my great grandma used to speak in some of that dialect, but it's been a while.
Mm.
So Merlin really wanted to go into that secret door, so we shouldn't keep him waiting, because he'll just go if we know him well.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, if you wait too long, Grief and Merlin are out. Off on our little adventure.
Yeah, you all go into this back room. It seems about the same size as the other ones. The pathway leads in, and directly across the room, you can see where the cobble stops, and there is like a cobble archway of these stones, of these mismatched stones. The keystone at the top, but the door itself is just filled with packed in dirt. And there is a script written across it, and it seems, based on your estimation, that this script is original to the doorway. It was done at the time. It is not in a language. Do any of you speak any of the primordial families of language? Terran, Aran?
I don't believe so. Let me double check. Nope.
I apparently speak telepathy. I'm not sure why that's some genre of language, but
I have deep speech and infernal.
Deep speech and infernal. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what falls under that category. So I've also got
Um,
common and goblin.
Infernal is devils, tieflings. So,
Yikes. I'm a tiefling. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Deep speech is something else. So yeah.
Okay.
What Fen is gonna do though is she's gonna take out. Do we have paper? I might not have paper.
Yeah, I was like, you can have paper. That's
Yeah,
probably
okay.
You know.
Basically, what she's gonna do ideally is to put that paper up against what is written there. Is it carved in, and/or creating a relief?
Yeah, it is carved into the stone.
Okay, all right. So she's going to, like, using a marking of some type. She's going to get the exact copy onto this piece of paper so that she can save it for later.
Okay.
She can investigate it, since we can't read it right now.
I would like anyone who would like to roll intelligence or arcana. See if you can. It might take some time, but if you roll high enough, you might be able to make heads or tails of this.
23 arcana non-nat.
25 Arcana, also my net.
What was the other option besides arcana?
Just straight
Intelligence.
intelligence. If
Oh,
you're,
intelligence.
yeah,
Gotcha. Oh, it's the same either way.
It's the same. Yeah.
16 for
16.
21 Arcana.
21. It takes you the better part of a couple hours, but you piece together little bits of scripts that you're familiar with. Maybe you know one or two words in primordial. Maybe you've used them for a spell or seen them in a magic book, but you pull your resources together with enough of those rolls. You get that this is some sort of, it's not quite primordial. It's like somebody borrowed the syntax of primordial, but it's something older, something different. But you manage to get a vague idea of what it's saying, and you get the sense that what you get, and your rough translation is, command this wall to rot away and enter the well. And as you ponder what this message means, we're going to take a break. So yeah, we will be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Stick around and we'll continue with our adventure. See y'all soon. Everyone, welcome back. Our heroes are in a ruin. You found a secret door, and in some sort of dialect of primordial, or in primordial script at least, you manage to put your heads together and decipher what it's trying to tell you to do. And you get the phrase, command this wall to rot away and enter the well.
Do we want to enter the well? Sounds ominous.
Yeah, it is. That's super ominous. Oh gosh. I
Is
mean,
it for us to enter the well or for the wall to enter the well?
You would guess from the way you translate it, it is for you to enter the well.
Oh, okay.
looking around this room, has there been any recent activity of humanoid stature other than us?
Ooh, give me survival.
I was gonna go great. I think that's a 10. Let me just double check.
I love the confidence.
Oh no, I lied. It's a 13.
13. With a 13, you don't think so. It looks like you're the first humanoids to be in here in a while, at least.
Gotcha. Okay. Mm,
Places raise more questions than answers.
right. We can go in there. I don't think this has anything to do with why we're out here in the first place. I'm not against exploring. I do. Archaeology is my bag. I know you're questioning that, given that I thought that the Owlbears built this building. That's not the point. But I'm happy to explore, but it doesn't. I'm confident that the cultists have not come down here, so this building has nothing in relation to them, unless this happens coincidentally to link up to where they're going and is like a back door.
Hmm. Don't know. I mean, it can't hurt to take a tiny look.
All right. Hey, listen. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, I forgot your Professor Orb is still around.
Oh yeah. Can't tell us
Professor,
anything.
you want to vote in this?
Oh, I'm definitely not a voting member of this group. Mostly because
okay.
I can't bear a weapon, and thus I think my capacity to make decisions in this case is a little limited.
All right. Okay.
Okay, but if
Real
you
quick.
were a voting member of the group,
I want to know what's in there so badly. You have
Me
no
too.
idea.
That's fair. Okay, real quick though, y'all. I've seen archaeological digs go sideways because of traps built into these things. So, real quick, we should secure ourselves somewhere in this room. Do y'all have pics that you can link to? Because it says well. It could be talking about the floor rather than the door. See what I mean?
Yeah. I have a few pythons and some rope.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we should all have that, more than likely.
All right.
Yep.
So Fen's gonna tie herself into her rope, into her python. Yes, I do have a python. Yay. And find a good solid surface to dig herself into on the side wall. Just in case.
Yeah, Torsten will follow her lead.
Hi, Raiders.
Okay. Well, you have not opened this door. It is a solid block of dirt where this doorway should be.
Yeah.
So.
And it looked like there was a certain wording. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think as he's securing himself, Torsten will start theorizing like, well, necrotizing magic wouldn't work because most of those types of spells have to target flesh, a living thing. Then you look at those. Do either of you have stone moving magic?
No.
Nope. I do not. But I also, this is talking about a form of decay.
Mm-hmm.
The draconic back there was talking about a form of decay. So I'm wondering if we say something in draconic, that's going to be the right words.
Worth a shot.
All right. Is everybody tied in?
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
Fen will say, remind me of what word we interpreted needed to be said, or what it said something about speaking something.
It said, command this, let me get the wording again.
It was a command. Okay.
Command this wall to rot away and enter the wellspring.
Gotcha.
The
So
well,
Fen is
not
going to
wellspring.
say in the form of draconic that she remembers great grandma using in that dialect, she's going to say rot away.
Nothing.
Huh. Well, I thought it was supposed to be rot away, but apparently I didn't understand it in draconic.
Command.
Any other thoughts? Oh, hey, Professor. Do you have any thoughts? What could this do? It says command it to rot away.
All right. Let me just check the stats on a professor orb. Let's see. The orb has a +9 bonus to its roll, including its okay, cool. So I got 21. It says rot away is interesting. Maybe does anyone have magics that cause rot or decay or anything like that?
Best I think I have is yeah, I mean I've got Bane, but I don't think I it's just gonna make it feel weaker. I don't think it's gonna do well.
Closest I got is melting.
I got nothing even close.
Okay, Professor, would you consider acid being a form of rot?
If I'm understanding what this is a weird dialect, so I'm not really sure. Some of this script has been seen on other ruins from the what some scholars call the Age of the Architects, but we don't have a good grasp on the language. Mostly just fragments here and there from other coexisting languages that we've seen. The word for rotting is very specific. They were very magically inclined as a people, from what we can tell. And their wording around magic was also as specific as possible. Rot usually refers to necrosis.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay, so we might be out of luck unless, Merlin, do you have anything in your spell book about doing any sort of rotting away, any sort of necrosis?
Fortunately not.
That's fair.
Merlin, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
All right. A 10.
10. You do have one spell that you have prepared right now. A ghastly maw. For some reason, D&D Beyond does not show that it does necrotic damage, but if you click in, it does necrotic damage.
Oh, sweet. All right. Shall we utilize this?
Heck yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I have to hit. I got an 8.
Okay. It is a wall. So yes, you
Oh.
hit the wall.
Yes, yes, yes.
As long as you didn't get a nat 1, that's what matters, right? Like in this case. So why don't you describe to me what this ghastly maw spell looks like as it eats away at this wall of dirt?
A spectral set of canine jaws appear, hurtling towards your target. On a hit, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage and 1d6 necrotic damage. Casting the spell with a spell slot of 2nd level or higher adds another 1d6 of piercing or necrotic damage of your choice for every level above first.
Okay. So these you tap your staff, this set of green, sickly green jaws lunge forth and just bite at this wall of dirt. Dirt falls to the ground, and where the bite marks come on the wall, there are worms, and the soil darkens as it starts to wear away. And eventually, all of it falls away, leading to a clean archway. You see that there are stone stairs in front of you leading down into a tunnel that slightly curves to the right as it goes down. As the wall fades away, lights, a source of which you're not sure, but spots of glowing faint green flame spurred ignite on the wall as if to light your way down further here.
Okay, first of all, nobody else detach from the wall until I do. I will be the test subject. So hang on. Fenn's gonna get undetached, just and carefully step out on the floor. Okay.
Should have brought 10-foot pole.
I think we're good, but the other thing is, I hate to even speak this into the world, but if they celebrate death and they use necromancy to get in here, please mentally be prepared for undeath down there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah. You step in, nothing seems to happen to you. The floor beneath you is sturdy. But whereas like everything in the rooms you're in felt frozen, like it's built into the permafrost of this place, you see where that permafrost ends as you continue down, and you start to see a different it starts to get warmer as you go down further into the earth. Do you all continue down?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very carefully.
Absolutely. As you follow down here, you're led into a chamber lit with the same dull green flame. The ceiling is just balls of roots and dirt, but it's held above you 20 feet high like a cathedral. The room is rectangular, stretching 50 feet before you. In the center of the room is a reflecting pool, which ripples from drops of water that drip down periodically from the ceiling. Facing the pool is 6 thrones, all different styles, each with a rotted corpse sitting completely upright, facing unflinchingly forward towards this reflecting pool. So there's 3 on either side of this pool. All at the other end of this cathedral stands a stone obelisk jutting partially from a patch of soft soil. You can see the worms and the bugs and all the signs of decay circling this obelisk. The figures in these thrones, on one side is a simple wooden throne, a seemingly elven corpse in simple clothing, but a crown made of interwoven branches and flakes of gold, like once this was gold leafed. The next throne, a ornate and bejeweled throne, a human corpse wearing many rings on each finger, a simple bronze band for a crown. A stone throne, the corpse of a woman with a billowing gown as red as the day it was dyed, a scepter with a massive purple gem at the top is carefully laid across her lap. On the other side is a simple seat with no back, an 8-foot tall corpse bearing no shirt, but tattoos visible on the remaining skin. There's no jewels or signs of finery. There's another throne, plush with furs, bearing an armored corpse, chest plate made of bronze, a large gladius type sword laying on the side of the throne in its sheath. The helmet it is wearing has horsehair sprouting directly from the top, making this massive display. Still intact, but the body is decayed itself. There's no left arm. It seems like the armor has been built with that in mind. And its right leg is a prosthetic, seemingly made of probably a wood core plated with bronze. There is one more, just another simple throne, but fine wood carvings in it. Another human man. This one has a slightly more modern crown, still maybe a couple hundred years out of date, but definitely more modern than most of these. Human wears a very simple banded armor. Not something that you typically see in the realms these days.
They each get a throne. Do the thrones seem to match in age to the corpses and the rot?
With your knowledge of archaeology, these all seem to be from like different time points, different places, but the corpse matches the throne. It would be contemporary with the throne. They are not all contemporary with each other, though.
Yeah. I think we're seeing a snapshot of rulers in this land Potentially.
Like some kind of timeline.
Yeah. I haven't seen this sort of setup, but I recognize this. This does seem to be the royal burial chamber, I suppose. Unless it's satirical.
It's interesting as you look at it. What they are wearing doesn't look like it's decayed at all, but the bodies inside are decayed.
Does the obelisk have any writing on it, or is it just sheer flat stone?
The cavern itself is actually just dirt walls. It's like it was formed in a cavity in the earth itself. This pool, even with its unnaturally straight lines, seems like it's more of a depression in the floor than it is a carved pool. There is writing similar to the writing you saw in the doorway all along this obelisk at the other end, though. It seems to be the only place in here that has writing.
In what language or languages?
It is in the similar odd primordial speech that the doorway with the instructions on how to enter this place had.
Torsten will slowly circle the room all the way to the obelisk. Pull out his journal and start making some notes on what the text is, and to try and translate it at another time.
Cautiously, Fen will take out the paper from before, if there's still room on the piece of paper, and get more of this language put onto that piece of paper, so that she can take it away.
As you do so, you have seen a similar obelisk before, underneath the home of Billy Bob Bones.
Wait a minute. Grief. Merlin. The obelisk.
Oh, yes, that does look familiar.
And Fen, you've seen another obelisk in a vision that Vergus gave to you of a city you're looking for, and at its center is an obelisk that glows bright like the sun.
The was attached to the last obelisk. There's probably something similar here. Grief, you remember the innate? Does it ring any bells?
You were investigating a haunting at Billy Bob Bones' home. You found an obelisk underneath, and you were pulled into a place described to you as the Dreaming, where you fought the Wellspring of Dreams for her favor. And you hear from the mouths of all 6 of these corpses. It says, "You're correct. We are one of many, but we are the same. I am life eternal. I am the flower that sprouts from the ice. I am all that rots below the surface. I am Thesios, the wellspring of rot."
Hesios. Okay. Uh, good to meet you, Thesios.
It is not a pleasure on my end. You are blasphemers. You yourself have the stench of Vergus all over you. He does not care for the rot. He believes in a cycle. I believe in eternal, roiling undeath. But I'm not a god. I can't make followers. I can't imbue random mortals with magic for my purpose. No, that is forbidden. My siblings have forbade it. If I could, I would rend you to the soil where you stand.
I see.
Very
Well,
aggressive.
I understand. I will. I'll just head out then. Clearly, I've intruded on your slumber. Apologies. Didn't mean to. I'm just gonna back out right now.
You do not have to. I, unfortunately, cannot pose any harm to you.
I mean, that's fair, but like if you're tied to this place and you don't want me here, one of the two of us has to leave, and I'm the only one who can. So I'm gonna be the nice one, and I'm gonna take off. That's all I'm saying.
The corpses turn to face you, and I would speak to you in person, but this is not my realm. Behold, the immortal kings. They came seeking my power, and this was the best I could give them. Forever alive, forever forgotten, rotting for eternity. I don't suppose that that is the bargain you wish to have, but we do, me and my siblings, we need you, unfortunately.
See, well, uh, what would I don't want to speak for the whole group here, but I think you're right. I don't think any of us are looking for that bargain.
Correct.
But what would you have us do?
Something is disrupting magic. Ugh. Your timeline. Sorry, I will speak linearly for you. For I exist through all of my existence simultaneously. Something will disrupt magic. Tell me of what is happening on the surface. What has brought you across me? What brought you across my sister? And what draws you towards the radiance of my other sister?
Well, in the case of yourself and your sister that we've already encountered at the Wellspring of Dreams, it's a matter of we are currently dealing with a cult trying to bring back the dragons. And they've been pretty successful so far, I gotta be honest. We're falling behind here.
A lot of dragon drawing about.
So that is what drew us out here. There is a dragon on the surface. We're thinking white dragon. Could also be a silver dragon, but that would be surprising, if I'm being honest.
Dragons are leeches. They carry with them shards of my siblings. They hold it in their heart and they spread like vermin.
How, if I may ask, if I may be so bold, how do they obtain these shards?
There was a celestial, a dragon who ascended farther than any dragon ever could. Became so pure, his scales became platinum. And he had a sister too. He had 5 sisters. Did he have 1 or 5? Your time is annoying to me.
When you're living all time at once, I completely understand that would be super
Silence.
complicated. Sorry?
I am speaking. But he stole the elements to put into the heart of all his kin, all of his brood, so that they could become more powerful. Magic wasn't enough for them. They needed elements inside their bodies. Profane. I am a magic source, pure, untampered. I have been commanded by my siblings to test you if you come across me and give you a boon. You are facing a fiend of unimaginable power. A fiend so powerful, some call her a god. I, from my place here in the stream of this planet, in the heart of its magic, know that you fail at least to stop this fiend. There's always a chance you will change that knowing, but looking at the state of you, I do not foresee you succeeding. And this is who destiny has chosen? Pathetic.
Looks, it's on us alone. It's a group effort. We got plenty of people helping us. So if you're gonna keep belly aching about it, we really do not. I think we'll do okay whether or not you intervene.
I gotta say, it's disheartening to hear that we are not gonna succeed, but I guess also not entirely surprising. But I suppose in the dragons came and went, and if they arrive again, something will come down to save those other creatures who are not so fortunate as to be called a friend of dragons. And all we can do then is prevent that grim future of becoming even worse.
You have the smallest piece of my sister, the wellspring of dreams within you. You reek of dragon. How do I know that you won't just join them? Embrace dragons ruling your world, destroying what purity of magic there is here.
I mean, what I can say is I recognize that dragons ruling means that the rest of the world does not live in harmony, and I don't want that. Amazing things happen when we can live in harmony, and that's not going to happen if the dragons rule. Doesn't mean dragons can't exist, but it does mean that dragons can't take over the world.
And what say you, wizard? You carry the heart of the corrosion in you.
Sorry, is there a question that I'm answering?
How can I trust that you and your kinship to dragons will not cloud you in your fight to come?
I am a reliable person who speaks of truth at every given turn. My reputation is untarnished. I have many papers to prove that I'm not going to mess things up.
You get nothing in return. Again, you're talking to it basically 6 corpses speaking at you at once. And it says, very well. I will test your mettle as my siblings have requested. And these corpses all stand up at once, reach out, touch you. And you find yourself in a loamy peat bog. The ground beneath you squishes and water comes up where you have stepped. You see that there is before you a massive crawling worm. And I would say roll initiative, but we're at the end of today's session. So with that, we are going to end. And next time, you will fight the wellspring of rot.
And just to make sure, all 6 corpses touched all of us, or just one of us?
All 6 corpses reached for you. Like maybe if one didn't get you, the other ones would have, but they all touched you. So
okay, so all of us are together. Just want to make sure we're all together here.
Yes, you are all together.
Okay,
You're all together. This thing was trying to decide if it wanted to just kill you outright or if it wanted to bring you into its realm. So, in whatever way it could, because it can't directly do it. So, but there we go. That's where we are. So, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you, players. Thank you, watchers. Let's go ahead and do our outros. Tell us about yourself. So we'll start with Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as over on YouTube. It has been like 6 months now, but hopefully soon we will get back to our 8:30 p.m. Pacific Monday night game of Capes and Caverns, which is my superhero overlay of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And you can find all of the old content of that over on YouTube. And I'm also currently working diligently to make it a listenable podcast. So stay tuned for that.
Excellent. Levi.
Hello, I am Levi. You can find me at LeviFips97 on Twitter, like the jeans at bluesky.social, and you can see my game design stuff at levi-fips.itch.io. been kind of dry in the last couple years, but background things are a brewing, and I will have even more for you in a couple of months.
Fantastic, Tara.
Hi, I'm Tara. You can find me here at 7:30 PST, and that's it.
Cool. Jaden.
Hey friends, I am Soliloquy Jaden. You can find me everywhere online as FatSapphicBro. I mostly hang out on TikTok and talk about my life, I guess. As for streaming, it's all in the announcements, but nutshell, I'm here on Twitch most Sundays, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m., most Tuesdays, 6 to 9 p.m., and most Wednesdays, 2 to 5 p.m., all Pacific time, but not the last 7 days of each month. Thanks.
Awesome. And I'm Archangelic. You can find me here at all the times Soliloquy said in the announcements. You can also find many links for me on my website, archangelic.space. I'm also doing professional GMing. So if you want me to run a game for you, you can go to startplaying.games/GM/archangelic. All my games are sliding scale, $10 to $20 per session. I got Thirsty Sword Lesbians up, D&D, Pathfinder. And if there's something you want to play and it's not on there, you can make a request. If you've missed any of our games, you can check them out on YouTube. The link is in our link tree and it's on the channel description. We also have a podcast version of this game. You can search up The Heir of the Dragons wherever you can find good podcasts. We're going to be going into our Patreon supported after show shortly. You can find those at patreon.com/lanternlightadventures. Link is also in the link tree. The after show is always going to be free, but we really appreciate your support, and it means the world to us. Thank you to our wonderful players. Thank you, wonderful players. Thank you again to our wonderful audience for joining us. And lastly, thank you to our producer, Polyguys, for helping us stream this show. We appreciate you. We couldn't do it without you. And as always, we love you, and we hope to see you next time. Good night, y'all.
Goodbye. Goodbye.